and Clyde. Hello, stage 2, and welcome to week 8's Thursday's writing. You would have read along with the book with Mr. Brooke, and what a magnificent story it is, Lester and Clyde by James Herbert Rees. One of Mrs. Brown's favourite books as well. Poor old Lester, what a terrible dirty pond. The humans had polluted it. I'm pleased that he got back to his sparkling, peaceful pond with still water and clean air and no pollution, and back to his friend Clyde. There was a really interesting message through this story, and we're going to keep along with that theme. Think back to the descriptions that James Herbert Rees used to describe Lester and Clyde's home. His clever choice of words helped the reader to picture the beautiful pond and the safe surroundings. The author, James H. Rees, also used rhyme throughout the story. Now, rhyme is a repetition of similar sounds in 2 or more words. Examples: dog and log, king and ring, pot and hot, sound and round. And rhyme is going to be the focus for us today. Your first activity is to identify the words that don't belong. I've given you sets of words, and you have to work out which one does not belong, the one that does not rhyme. Your job is just to cross the odd one out. I've given you an example in the Google Slides, and I've just highlighted the word that doesn't belong to leave the rhyming words there. So fan and pan belong together. Cat does not, because it has a different ending sound. It has T as opposed to the N. And with win, jet and net rhyme, sound the same, just a different beginning sound. Win certainly doesn't belong. Now, rhyming is used a lot in poetry, and today you're going to be writing a poem with a message about keeping our environment safe for everyone and everything. So it's a persuasive poem, just like an ad on the radio or television. Now, before you say, I can't do this, well, I am saying yes, you can. You only need to write 8 lines, just 8, and like some poetry, only the word at the end of each line needs to rhyme. So 4 pairs of 2 lines. You don't need to make any more rhymes than that. Don't write the rat and the cat that sat near the mat while the bat was chasing them to the vat. We're not doing that. We're just rhyming the last words in each line. And I've written an example for you, and you can see. And I did this seriously in about 6 minutes. It was a fright for the little rat as he shivered and shook with the cat. He looked up in the air for the angry bat, who hadn't noticed them there on the mat. The animals decided to hatch a plan, so the bat did not find them, and so they ran away from the menace and back to the calm, back to their homes at a nearby farm. So you can see rat and cat rhyme. Sorry, I'll get my pointer. Rat and cat rhyme, bat and mat rhyme. So those first 4 lines actually all rhyme at the end. Then I switched it up. Plan and ran, and calm and farm. Now they sound the same, but you can see the spelling is different. So you've got lots of words available to you. Remember the message. We're wanting to keep our environment clean and safe. I'm going to give you a word bank and you can stay on target with the message. So the success criteria for this activity is 8 lines of poetry with 4 pairs of 2 lines that rhyme. You can see I've put a word bank at the top here. Now, you might be able to add on to that keywords that you might like to use. So I'm going to show you my process for this, and I'm hoping that it helps you too. My first 2 lines that rhyme, I chose frog from the word bank, and then I decided I needed a rhyming sound or a rhyming word, and that ended up being log. Now, frogs do sit on logs. So, keeping in mind that we're sending a message, I started sniffing the air. High up on a log sat a bright green and slimy, worried green frog. They're my first 2 lines. Great. Then I wanted to ask myself what he's worried about, and this is my chance to get my message across. And I'm going to look at another word from the word bank, and I chose smell, and I partnered it with tell. So my next 2 lines were sniff, sniff. The frog's nostrils curled at the most terrible smell. That's rubbish from humans, he croaked. I can tell. So we're halfway through. Here's my word bank again, and I chose clear, clear. That's to get my message across again. And to rhyme with it, I chose fear. The little frog shivered with fear. All he wanted was the air to be clear. So there's my message. And for the final one, I chose clean, because again, to push that message through. My word from the word bank is clean, and I just rhymed it. So my final 2 lines, the little frog hoped that the humans weren't all mean, that in the future they would keep the air clean. So I've done that. That took me about 3 minutes to talk you through it, and it probably took me double to come up with my little rhyme. So here's the full poem. You can see I have put a title, which I expect you to as well, and away we go with a rhythm. Sniffing the air, high up on a log, sat a bright green and slimy, worried green frog. Sniff, sniff. The frog's nostrils curled at the most terrible smell. That's rubbish from humans, he croaked. I can tell. The little frog shivered with fear. All he wanted was the air to be clear. The little frog hoped that humans weren't all mean, that in the future they would keep the air clean. So all the way through, I've got those key words that give the message. So it's your turn. You will use the word bank to help you, and yes, you are putting on your positive pants, your Harry High pants. Choose your words from here. Put your words down, 1, 2, 3, 4 that you want to use in your rhyme, then think of your partner. There's a Google slide just to go with it. And then there's a Google slide, you must use a title and type your lines. We're all really looking forward to listening to and reading these. So good luck with this task. Have fun.